Welcome to Caseback Watches. My name is Tim and in this episode we're going to check out some tools. Yes, leatherwork, one of my favorite topics after watches, and it happens to be that I run CasebackWatches.com, the online shop for leather straps and other leather items, but this is not a commercial. Here it's really about the craft, because some people ask me here and there which kind of tools I use to create my own straps, with a plan of course to try it out, because I think it's very tempting when you are a creative person and you're into watches, then the idea to make your own straps is pretty tempting, or you just want to know what's behind the craft, also very interesting. And so now after with the production of quite some straps and a lot of feedback about straps, I feel confident enough to recommend a set of tools that actually work, that I actually use to create my straps. Okay, and without any further ado, let's go into the workshop, let's check them out. Okay, welcome in my little workshop here in Hamburg, Germany, and the plan for this video is to demonstrate and show you some tools, all the tools you need to make your own watch strap. And the plan is that I go through all these tools. I mention where you can buy them, the price range for this, a bit about quality, and then I will demonstrate with every tool what you actually can do with it and why it's important to have this tool in your tool case in your workshop. Let's begin with the most simple thing you can buy and you will need all the time when you want to make your own watch straps, and this is an awl. Very simple thing, will set you back about $6 to $8, but you will use it all the time to make little marks on the material, and it's very precise because of the tip. You can sharpen it, and so very easy thing, but every leather workshop should have a nice awl. And the next tool is a bit more common, and this is a cutter knife. You need this for to cut leather, larger portions of leather, and they come in different sizes and they come in different qualities. You can buy them very affordable for, let's say, $10, and then often they're made out of plastic, and this is a bit of a problem because you need some sort of weight to be precise with this type of knife. I don't know why, but when you have a bit of weight in your hand, it's easier to make a precise cut. And they are pretty sharp. You can see that they go through this leather with ease, so very, very sharp tools. And the blades are interchangeable, so you can change them, you can sharpen them. But this is very important, to buy yourself a knife, nice cutter knife, and should be more expensive than $10. And I will not place affiliate links to Amazon in this video or in the description here, because every country, every city has a nice leather supplier in most cases. And I think these little shops owned by families often deserve a chance to get a bit of traffic. And so you could buy this on Amazon, but also in little shops. And important again is the weight. Should be good, a good weight, should be made of metal, and again you use this often together with a ruler just to make rougher cuts. So when you just want to cut a larger part of material. For fine things comes in place handy the next tool we need, and you will use this all the time, and this is a Japanese knife. A Japanese knife has the blade here on top. It's super sharp, you have to keep it away from kids. It's very dangerous because it goes through meat like through butter, and so be careful with this. This is the 39mm knife. Very, very handy for precision work, really. You have to learn to sharpen them. Purists will hate me for that, but I sharpen them with sandpaper and jeweler's rouge. Jeweler's rouge is this stuff here. This is some sort of compound with an abrasive material, and you rub it on a board, and then you can sharpen your tools on this board. But this is only the last bit of blade quality. The rest I do with sandpapers, and the purists do this with certain stones, but you can get along with sandpaper and jeweler's rouge. Again, leather supply. This is made by, I don't know, the sticker is long gone, but you find them all over the place in shops under the name Jeweler's Rouge. So this is the product to go. But back to our knife now. You can buy this also in every leather supply store, and this will set you back about 30 euros. About 30 euros or about 30 US dollars. And what's great here is that you can work very precise. I mean, let's imagine this is your strap, okay? This is your strap, or the top leather of your strap. And you realize that the thing now is 0.5 millimeter too wide. 0.5 millimeter in strap making is a significant number, and so you want to cut away here 0.5 millimeters. And you could do this with sandpaper, but the better option is to do it with a very sharp blade. If you do this with a cutter knife, you will always have the problem that it's not really possible to do this with precision. But with this sort of knife, I mean, it's a bit hard to demonstrate this with a camera and the lighting, but you can just go through edges and you can cut away tiny bits of material. See this? This is very precise. And imagine the case that you have two layers, you glued together two layers of leather, and now you have something like this, that it's not really even. Then you can go in with great precision and cut away some material with great precision, and that's the point. So this is a must-have here, a Japanese knife. But again, be careful with it, it's very dangerous, and the first thing you should add is that leather protector here I've made for this blade now. And the next tool is an edge beveler. Also, they come from different brands. Ivan, for example, is a nice brand. You can get them in every leather supply store. And it's to bevel edges. Imagine you have a bit of material or a watch strap like this. There you go. And now you want a very even facet here. Very even facet, and you can just do it with this tool. Cuts away a bit of material, and this is better than sandpaper. Sandpaper is always a bit hard to control, but this is very precise, always the same size you have here, and you can sharpen them. See, needs a bit of sharpening. You can also sharpen them with jeweler's rouge or even with very fine sandpaper. But this is very important. It will create a more professional look of your straps. Edge beveler. Dividers made of metal to make marks on material. Let's imagine you want to create a stitching here on the edge, and you want a distance between the edge and stitching of 3 millimeters. Then you just set it to 3 millimeters, and then you can make marks. Let me do it like that. You can make very clear marks here for your stitching. And so this is very handy. I use it all the time. Again, available in every leather supply store, and they go for around 15 to 20 bucks, and they're absolutely worth it. Don't buy trash here. Buy a good pair of dividers made of metal. And the next tool you need is sandpaper. 240. I use 240 grit, and this is enough because we have very, very small parts here. And let's assume you have glued successfully together your two parts of leather, and then this side is still a bit uneven. Again, if you are in doubt between sandpaper and a blade, use the blade. It's always better for leather. It's cleaner, it's faster. But when you have a tiny, tiny, tiny last little bit, then you definitely can use some sandpaper to flatten this, and then 240 is enough. And here you see the next important tool, and this is a 1.5 millimeter punch iron. Also very important to buy a quality product here. A cheap one will not do the job properly, and so you just should invest a bit more. This is made by the company Ivan. Will go for around 10 euros if I recall correctly. Available in every store that is specialized in leatherwork. And 1.5 millimeters sounds big, but it creates exactly this size of holes, and this works perfectly fine with the majority of clasps. And how to use it? Very simple, like this. And then you have a well-made hole. And when you have a very affordable tool, then this hole can vary in size, and so invest in a bit of quality here. And the next tool we need is a pricking iron, very important to create the holes you need for stitching. So when you want to create a strap with a stitching, then this is your tool to go. And how to use it, it's very simple. Let's imagine we have a very clean edge here. We have marked with our dividers, we have marked our line, and then you go with this pricking iron, you just go through the material. And important to mention is a certain aspect. There come in various sizes and various forms. Important here is that you buy the smallest you can find. I think this is 3 millimeters in width between those teeth, and every teeth makes a hole of 1.5 millimeters, if I recall correctly. And this is a good size, and some of them make round holes. So basically they make a line of round holes, and you see that this thing makes a diamond shape, and the diamond shape creates a better stitching, believe it or not. And it's not easy to explain, but when you imagine a series of holes, then your thread has room to go like this, like this, like this, and so the stitching is not really even. But when you have a row of stitches that are diamond shaped or like slits, then your thread will go like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and then you have a bit of a pattern which is nicer to look at than this random form, this random line. And so my recommendation really is always to buy one of these diamond shaped pricking irons. And the next tool are leather needles, also available, very inexpensive in every leather supply store. Look like this, and important is that they come with a round tip. They cannot be sharp, because then you'll use 2 of them for the typical leather stitch, and you don't want to damage the material around the holes you've done with the pricking iron, and you don't want to damage your own thread by going through it. Okay, and so it's very important that you buy leather needles with that round tip. And here's another important tool you will use all the time, and this is, how to call it, a flat nose pliers or smoothing pliers, I don't know, but when you Google flat nose pliers together with leather, then you will find them on Amazon, in hardware shops, in shops specialized in leather works, and they go between, let's say, 15 to 50 bucks. This is a rather cheap thing to try it out, but it does the job, to be honest. And you use this to press together leather, layers of leather. Let's imagine you have applied your glue and you want to press together now these parts of leather. You can hammer them just together. But my experience is, especially with edges, it makes more sense to press them, because you can hold the pressure now for several seconds, and you can give the glue the chance to really bond together. And then you have a very, very nice edge. You can go around your strap and just clamp it and press it together with a high amount of control. More control than just doing it with a hammer. But important to know is that they come without these leather patches here, you see here. So you have to apply them yourself. It's very easy. Perhaps you have to flatten this surfaces here a bit with sandpaper, and then you just use super glue to apply a bit of leather here. Otherwise, you will end with deep indentations from the metal parts in your strap, and that's exactly what you don't want. And so these were our tools. I mean, this is a basic collection. You can find more tools. You basically can buy a specialized thing for every task you have, but I think with this collection you can start, and you have a good chance to have a professional looking result at the end. But let me know in the comments, please, if you want an episode 2 where we can debate the materials, or we can debate certain techniques, or we can debate the design of the strap, so we could go a bit more into detail. Let me know in the comments, then I will produce episode 2. Okay, welcome back. I hope you found this interesting. And the last little hint here is about this overall. This is in fact a 50s overall, 50s mechanic overall I bought at vintagedriver.de, an online shop with a lot of gear for vintage car collectors. And I just wanted a nice overall for the workshop. I have a bit of a collection of overalls now in this style, which I enjoy enormously. And they have nice details. Of course, they have these large pockets here, and they have, believe it or not, buttons made out of rubber. And the reason for that is it's much easier to polish a car without scratching it when you have very soft buttons. And so they actually attach these buttons to the overall. And so big recommendations, not an affiliated video, but I just like that shop, vintagedriver.de. There you find these overalls. And let me get up. There you see I've combined it with an old belt. And so pretty cool garment for a workshop, if you ask me. Okay, that's all I wanted to share with you around Leatherworks. And if you want to know more, then let me know in the comments. If you have further questions, then please don't hesitate, put them in the comment section. Okay, and that's all for this episode. Thank you very much for your attention, and until next time.